Hello, everyone. You know who this is. Yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course.
Wow. Somebody gonna be famous. Real famous.
I sit here writing to you now with my exceptionally long penis very deeply and warmly into my vagina butt.
Isn't that neat?
Julie Hunter 77 has joined the game.
Call 911. This place needs to be swatted. It's obnoxious.
You have a bully cabal.
You don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, if he says any more bad words, I'm gonna hang up on him. He doesn't own Kiwi Farm, and he died less than me. A little kid named Moon owns Kiwi Farm.
How do they make this more and more epic every time? We're on the fight ourselves.
I'm sorry, I'm a soy-filled bitch with like videos.
Hey. If we get Donald Trump just to tweet out, I mean, just a tweet that mentions the hashtag Gamergate, it doesn't even necessarily matter how we use it. Man, the blue check marks are going to shit their fucking pants.
It's 2019. I can't believe anybody believes in a spinning fucking ball of water.
True. I bet you when Jim finds out, he's gonna just give me so much shit.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ugly women, ideally ugly and obese. I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl.
I said it's not even hot.
You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
You gotta be kidding. It's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance.
Put that in your pipe.
I definitely cheated on Super Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stop doing this stuff.
He's like the blue seductress who takes me out into the night and does wonderful things to me.
Enough! Stop!
How can a Yorkshire Terrier live in the wild? It's in plain sight, but you just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another MisterMetokur history commentary. Today is episode 5, and I believe the votes are in. It's Tumblrisms.
Ooh, Tumblrism! I love Tumblrisms.
Tumblrisms, yay.
I am joined today once again by the Canadian Rogue and
the internet troll.
And I have an announcement.
You gay.
I wish.
You're trans.
I wish. I am trans, but I'm not gay. I've been to the hospital recently, and I've had to go to the doctor a couple times here and there.
All right. Whoa, wait. Can I guess at this?
Yeah, sure.
He's got internet cancer.
I'm not falling for your stupid April Fool's Day joke. I'm sorry.
No, I had to get some. I had to get some MRIs, some CTs, PET brain scans, and some cognitive and ticks blood tests.
He's got internet cancer.
I also had to get a spinal tap.
He's got internet cancer.
I have Alzheimer's.
I mean, that was kind of a no sequitur. So, sorry to say, but welcome to the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, pretty soon you'll be like Biden.
Well, I mean, he's working his way up to being John.
Yeah,
so.
right.
God damn it, Sparky! You gotta let me have the joke. It wasn't for you; it was for them.
What am I known for?
You should know by now when I come on here and I have an announcement. It's not for you two.
Yeah, and you should know anytime you come on with me and does a joke, I put 2 in the back of its fucking head.
He does do that regularly.
Why do you keep coming back?
Call it a day. I know.
Why do you keep
coming
coming back
that?
if you're putting 2 in the back of the head of a joke? Why do you keep coming back, sir?
I mean, you keep
I
coming
have no
back
idea.
with the joke in hopes that he might not one day.
I mean, we know you got a hole in your mouth. I mean,
well, he's got he's got a few holes in his head. I mean, it's really.
I'll tell you right now, there's a couple people on Twitter that thought that they were gonna go and be also clever. Realize, yeah, I don't just drop stuff. I'll make you look stupid. And if you want to use the term, oh, you don't have to tweet at me anymore. I'm just gonna spam gifts at you.
I mean, that makes sense. That's what I do.
It's like, it's Twitter.
well, here was the thing. You know what really pissed me off? Jesus said, "Oh, I everybody should switch the cut." I was like, "Shut the fuck up." Linus did that last year. You're fucking basically a year behind on that one. No, that was a bad joke.
Yeah,
do better, be better.
But
I know you can.
Speaking of jokes, I found a couple jokes of people online on Twitter. Who the fuck,
it is April.
Ralph?
I mean, it is the 1st of April. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't.
Are you talking about Ralph and others? Yeah.
No. This is another deal. I made a. Well, I usually I put my opinion out there.
Okay.
And it's not the fact of, oh my, I'm getting backlash from my opinion. No, it's just stupid fucking triggered people. So apparently there's a new Ariel show coming out, which I'm gonna preface this right now.
We've known this for a while. It's a black Ariel.
Well, that's common sense knowledge right there. No, I've got to preface this.
Didn't they do this with another show once? Too.
They've done the whole retconning of skin color before, but
hey,
guys, this isn't Ariel. This is Ariel based off of the live action.
Hang on. You guys are putting way too much good faith in this whole deal. I'm not.
I'm saying, haven't they done a toddler show before? Is what I said. Basically, they've taken an old character and turned it into a toddler show before.
Pretty much.
They've done this before.
Yeah, I was and it failed miserably. Did it
now?
Not?
Yeah, it did.
So, I mean, they're just, throwing shit at the wall again and saying, it will work this time, even though it probably won't.
But that's not even the point. That's not even where I'm going with this. It's so much fucking stupider than that.
Okay, Sparky. What have you outsourced that many have already seen?
So, you would think a show like this would be based for kids, right? Of course, that's common sense knowledge. Everyone knows that. You would think
the common sense.
No,
because last time it was the same thing.
Yeah, problem is Disney is not marketing for kids. Disney doesn't want the kid market.
They're marketing for parents.
Care about parents, Sparky. This is the problem. They're trying to go for the older generation, as in the millennials, as in the Zenny people.
And they
they're not showing up for these things.
Right. So
they have the money. They're looking for people with money, and parents don't have enough money for them.
Well, yes, and that's the yes. You see, you guys got to the point to the point before anyone else did. Congratulations, guys. The point of this was I made a comment on a promotional feed saying this is trash. The original's better. Go watch the original Little Mermaid. That's all I put. And then I got inundated with a bunch of broke ass fucking people saying, "Well, it's a kid show. It's for kids. It's kids are supposed to see this stuff like that."
Sparky, let me get this straight. You put your opinion on the internet, and somebody dare say something.
I know, right? Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh no! I don't. Time out. I don't mind if people say something, but the way they're saying it. It just proves everything right about, people who love Disney and orbit around Disney. They're fucking groomers.
Well, duh. I mean, that was the kind of an indication from Disney from New York.
Because these people literally thought, hey, you're putting an opinion out here about a show that it's kids. No kid is going to look at this opinion and go, well, okay, then, whatever. It's like, who says I'm talking to children? I'm talking to
but here's something that they don't really fully understand is most black kids automatically know who Ariel is. She's a white chick with red hair, not a black chick in a bathing suit. So
Pretty
when they're presented with a black version of Ariel, they're kind of left with a conundrum, kind of going, "Who's this black chick? That ain't Ariel."
Yeah, and people want to go, well, I like it, or it's gonna be good.
that they
or,
like
you know,
it.
if they had some sort of fucking actual critical thinking opinion or something to say about it, fine. No, I had to be inundated with about 50 plus fucking people.
Yeah, I know.
Cringe
Probably
as
all
fuck.
with
Cringe as fuck. Pissed off that, I'm trying to tell kids that this is a bad show. It's like, you do realize Twitter is 17 and above. This ain't being showcased to fucking kids. It's being showcased to the fucking parents to show to the kids, right? Way to go to, expose yourself there, fuckheads.
I know, man. But no, this has been an ongoing thing since the demise of Disney. The demise of Disney began when the death of Walt Disney. So from that point on, Disney was in a slow demise. Then Bob Iger got his clutches on it and just ramped it up.
Yeah.
So
pretty much. And we are neglecting the chat. We got McKenna here saying, "Sup, booba nerds?" Someone say groomers. Not for you. We got Lulu. Back in my day, everyone Mexican, white, black, they saw Optimus Prime and they were like, he's just like me, for real. And it's like, well, Optimus Prime was a robot. Yeah, of course.
Who cares?
Whatever.
No, he was a truck pretending to be a robot. Let's be honest.
He was technically a robot that was a truck. I mean, even in his original form, he was a robot that was a truck. So,
and I just now realized, like, this is a flavor VTuber. So you're one of Peppa Pipkin's creations. Nice.
Oh God. They're expanding their grips on things. This is bad.
Oh yeah, pretty much. And then McKenna comes in with the best answer of all time: race swapping is much cringe. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for them to do Tarzan. I'm probably gonna be waiting a long time for them to do Tarzan.
They're never gonna do Tarzan.
They're never gonna turn Tarzan black because that would be absolutely fucking hilarious if they did.
That would be hilarious because hey, that'd be calling black folks monkeys, and oh my God, the uproar.
Well, I'll look. If we're gonna be, it's like what Metokur said about the, diversity for gaming and stuff like that. Go to Palestine and stuff like that, and mark it down there. Rape that flag and banner down there. Let's see how it goes.
Well,
that's the same
they
thing.
do have markets in Palestine. Well, here's the deal. They do have the market in the Muslim countries. Problem is they know that it's not going to fly in the Muslim
countries. Can you
countries.
imagine the uproar if someone had, when ChatGPT was doing images and someone said, "Make me a picture of Tarzan." It was a black guy.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I'll be championing that like everyone else is championing everything else. And you know what? And people want to get pissed off about it. Be like, hey, what about these other 20 times you did? It's not right in this one. What? Come on.
I know.
Have some.
I for one approve of Black Tarzan.
I want a Black Tarzan. I want representation for.
Yeah, I want representation too. Come on, Black Tarzan, Disney. You got no balls.
Native American Tarzan. We need Native American Tarzan. We need Indonesian Tarzan.
I want a Tarzan from across the world.
Yeah, we need a Tarzan for every culture there is. We need gay, black, yellow.
But anyways, continuing on, it's like they saw Goku too and felt the same way. Yep, pretty much. I mean, Goku. Well, time out. So here's the thing: Goku is also considered a monkey. A Saiyan monkey.
He is a monkey
that transforms into a monkey. So
monkey. He's from a monkey race.
Yes, make Goku black.
He's based off of the Chinese monkey god, the Monkey King.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
but anyways, continuing on. You mean Jews took over Disney? Oh yeah. But Internal saved lives. We got Toaster, right? That's what the cast keeps saying.
Yeah, they always say that. It's part of the Hollywood.
It's internally dead. That's what I gotta say. Lily comes back and is like, if you make good, compelling characters, It defies race. Exactly. That's
Well, again,
that's what
I
they
have
need
to
do.
kind of go back to a different conversation.
How dare you?
Anyways, I'm going to a different conversation. So I'm trying to override Jim here, but so I don't have the mute button on Jim. I wish I did. Be awesome. But so I'm hanging out with a few friends. I've got one white dude and a couple that are from the Spanish country. One from Guatemala, the other one from a different area like El Salvador and that kind of stuff. But they all those two identify with Superman for some reason. And can you guess the reason of why they identify with Superman? Not because he's white. Guaranteed it's not because he's white.
He becomes from a different planet?
Because he's an alien.
Because he's an alien.
Wow. How could I not see that connection?
I know. And also he pretty much harkens to the common tropes. Self-identity, self-worth, learning to grow within a foreign land and becoming something more than what you were, which is kind of part and parcel with the Jewish and kind of Western kind of connection here, because Superman himself is not only a Canadian invention, but it's also an American invention. So it bases itself off of our ideals.
Yep. Pretty much.
Because Superman is a Jew. Kinda.
I'm gonna fast forward through these a little bit so we get into it. Rogue, I need a link to the Tumblrism video because I don't know which one we're gonna do. Anyways, while you're looking for that, I'm a flavor infusion of the OC Plan Bs. Okay, that's cool.
Plan B, Jesus, how the fuck did you fuck that up?
Yeah, MCK says Robot Lives Matters. Toaster says they would make Jane and Professor Black and have Clayton be right, so while Tarzan is vaguely right. So what you're saying is they're gonna have a black girl date a monkey. Got it.
That's even better. I like that.
I love the idea better, Toaster. That's a perfect idea. Anyways, Black Tarzan would be amazing. Oh wow!
No, got it. Black Card Dan.
Black Tarzan would be a monkey.
No, Black Card Dan.
Tardan.
Black Tardan.
Tardan.
Yes.
Tardan.
The Adventures of Tardan.
Tardan, because he's a
Oh my God! We need to make this now. We
Black
need to
Tardan.
We need to get some of those Amazon bucks and pitch this story. Tardan.
But anyways, we're gonna be getting to this very, very soon. I'm just waiting for the video from Rogue. As soon as we get it, we'll get right into the Tumblrism.
I wanted with Black Tardan. It just came to my head. I'm like, wow, that'd be good.
Yeah. I wanted to share the stupidity I've been seeing on fucking Twitter. I've got this one guy just will not leave me alone. I've gotten to the point of just calling him a groomer. He fucking hates it. And it's like, man, I just put my opinion out there. You guys are ones bringing up children on a fucking platform that's supposed to be 17 and above. It's like, that's on you, not me. It's like, stop retweeting me. It's like, well, stop responding.
Okay. Obviously, you want to start with episode 1.
Yeah. Caleb's in chat. Hi, you glories. Hi, you glory yourself. Tonso says, even better cast Dunga Tarzan.
Tardan. Me Tardan.
Me Tardan. You
Tonka. Hey, no. Dongazan. There we go. Dongazan.
Me Dongazan.
Dongazan.
And then
you fat candy.
Oh God.
We do wrestle. And wrestle.
Wrestle.
We wrestle.
We do wrestle.
All right, so this looks like it's a Christmas-esque video.
No, that is all like that. Tumblrism is all like that. Don't be surprised. Yeah, it kind of happened within the December time frame, but
I got it. Snowflakes, got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. Okay, let me go ahead and present this, and we'll get right into it.
So I believe that's about, 17 minutes long. Do you want me to set you up with another one as well?
Well, you can go ahead and get one set up into the galley for when we get done.
Yeah. Done deal.
Because, I pretty much got... I didn't realize it when I said that first. Afterwards, like, oh, yeah, okay, guys, snowflakes. I caught myself on that one.
Yeah, you learned. You learned quick.
I got to with you around.
I know. You need to. You never know.
Yeah,
the Adventures of Black Tordan.
I know.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to piss off some Disney folks, go to the people I've been tweeting on Twitter and just go, hey, make Adventures of Black Tordan. That'll really make them go into a fucking tizzy.
Oh, fuck yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember that this was okayed by a semi-black man, so... I give this a stamp of approval.
George of the Jungle? No, the thing is, George of the Jungle was...
No. It would have to be Georgina of the Jungle.
Georgina.
Yeah.
No, Georgia of the Jungle.
Ooh, that'd be even better.
Georgia of the Jungle. There you go. Because
hey.
Georgia...
And Georgia can be black.
And there you go. Which it mostly is.
Oh, you know what? Who's that black chick that fell down the flight of stairs?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's the
okay, that's a lot.
The one that was going for the governor.
No, the one that plays the fucking flute that is supposed to be singing in that.
Oh fuck, I have no idea.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I know it's not Meg the Stallion because it's the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh god damn it, it's black flute player. But I'll just type in black.
Same bleak. Semi-bleak. Okay. All right. Let's get into this.
Lizzo.
Yes, we can hire Lizzo.
She
showed up with
Lizzo. Lizzo of the Jungle.
Yeah, we can. No, she could be Georgia of the Jungle. We'll just make her the the
Georgia.
Lizzo of the Jungle. Yeah.
Yeah. See, we'll have Lizzo, and then we got it made. Yes.
I mean, honestly,
but no,
they couldn't make up rope.
Lulu, I'm glad to have you in chat, though. I was wondering if I was ever got
cable. I mean, come on.
I know, right?
Anyways, Lulu, nice to have you in chat. I was wondering if I was ever gonna get any flavor members in here. You've hit that mark for me. I ironically watch a movie with Lizzo swinging from behind.
See, so would I. But there would have to be like those industrial cables for planes.
Heavy duty industrial.
It would have to be the industrial cables,
like the jumbo jet type planes. Those giant cables that they have. Just wrap that motherfucker with felt and that have her swing across it.
Braided suspension cable bridge.
Yes,
there we go.
Yes, she's guaranteed to be able to swing. And with a lot of CGI that we have, we can make it do a lot of things.
Oh Jesus Christ! Somebody put that in chat. Novel AI or
crane rigging. Yes,
something like that.
You would have to use a C5 Galaxy to swing her, though. I mean,
it doesn't matter. I mean, this is Hollywood. They will not. You
have to get the Air Force involved, and then if something went wrong,
dude, we already have your American elites trying to find, terrorists within Gamergate and all gamers that are male. So, what is preventing them from getting some government funding to get Lizzo to swing from a cable vine?
I mean, it's like giving a nuclear weapon to. Well, they already gave that to Biden.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck. I guess you might as well.
You already give away half of your shit anyway. So what the fuck? This is for Hollywood.
All right. Anyways, Lulu said they have to hold the tree props down like concrete foundation, so I want to break it.
I mean, every time she gets on a stage, it sinks. I mean, they make that fucking out of solid fuel and concrete.
But it's an honor. I'm not that big of a flavor member. Just started and I'm an OC, but I love your AI covers. I'm happy I got to catch a stream. Well, you're in for a fucking ride on this one because we're covering Jim's covering of Tumblrisms. And oh boy, I hear it's going to be fun.
Headmates is the first one.
I haven't listened to this.
Headmates. And then we got McKenna going Core Engineers. Anyways, enough of that. Let's go and get into this. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Oh no, I gotta take a shit.
How long ago was this?
17.
It's quite a while.
been a long time for me too. I think since
2013.
Yeah, nope. I heard in 20. I know I heard 27.
You need to check your fucking privilege.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Tumblrisms. Today we're going to be looking at headmates. Now, before we begin, because there might be
don't start no bad ideas in chat.
I wanted to try to accommodate your sensitivities.
Lulu, that's Daddy
by
Sparky.
including a trigger warning for you.
That's right.
Sadly, I'm not
Daddy
able to
Sparky.
do so. Many of you who know me personally understand the tragedy in my life. My father was murdered with a handgun, and because of that, triggers trigger me, and I can't put a trigger warning in this. It's kind of a catch-22, if you will, which is ironic because he was murdered with a Colt 22. Oh, I feel so unburdened now that I've said that, and that the tragedy can be put to rest.
And people on Twitter wonder why I have the perverse fucking nature I do, tweeting at people like I do. Is like, it's making fun of you, damn it.
So, I mean, that's what we all do. I thought it was the internet.
I mean, it is the internet after all.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Hopefully you'll be understanding and grant me a little leeway. I'm not going to be able to explicitly warn you about all the scary things that might be coming up in the video, but I'm sure you're adult enough to handle it. You just have to grit and bear it, which I know is ableist of me to say. Some people can't grit. They have no teeth or tongues or fucking heads. But I think you get what I'm saying. So what exactly is a headmate? I'm sure most of you are probably curious what it is. You probably haven't heard of the term before. And that's completely reasonable. I mean, most people don't encounter crazy on a daily basis, so you're not going to be familiar with what a headmate is. Luckily for us, livingplural.tumblr.com has an FAQ section where they cover all of this. Let's take a look. Let's see what we're getting into here. Now, there are a lot of other terms associated with headmates, multiple systems, multiplicity, plurality. But we're going to try to get to the core of it. And I think this first question really gets to the gist of what it is. Question, what is a multiple system? Answer, it's a group of people sharing the same body while still being individuals with their own personalities and interests. That's interesting. That might sound like something you've heard before. There's another term for it. I believe it's called schizophrenia. Or you might even throw in a little bit of multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder. But that's not what we're talking about. This is different. A living plural is going to educate us. Again, this FAQ is so helpful. Let's look at this question. Are you schizophrenic, bipolar? Answer, some people are, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with being multiple. Oh, all right. So this is something outside of schizophrenia. Interesting. What about this? Do you have multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder? Answer, there are people who have natural multiplicity, and then there are those who have MPD-DID, which is sometimes also called trauma-based multiplicity. So going off of what Living Plural is telling us, is that schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder, is a medical condition completely separate from multiple systems or headmates. And again, a headmate is simply a person occupying your body with you. Now that could be anything. And I do mean anything. In my head. That could be a 400-year-old otherkin from the swamps of Louisiana. Could be a 22-year-old transsexual acrobat named Stefan from France. Or it could be a binary star located 300 light years from Earth. You could be a host to anything. Anything could be your headmate. Now, this Living Plural Tumblr is pretty great. I mean, it's got a lot of information for you to sink your teeth into, aside from the FAQ. Like this section, respect please. Oh, well, look at this, multiple etiquette. Here are the do's and don'ts when dealing with a multiple system. All right, let's take a look at a few of their do's and don'ts to try to get an idea of what a plural system, a multiple system, or a headmate is like. How do I not offend them? Because God knows, I don't want to offend them. I want to be as sensitive to everyone as I can be. Please don't call us ultras or personalities. Huh. Okay. Trauma is not always the reason we are plural. There's a chance it might be. So please be respectful about the subject until you know, and even after. We can be triggered like anyone else.
Okay.
Oh. Plurality and multiplicity is not always a disorder. Not all headmates are dangerous. Not all systems are unstable. We've been dealing with this for longer than you've known us. Respect that. We might have identities you are completely unfamiliar with, be it in regards to gender, race, species, or something else entirely. Please respect that we know what we are, whether you've heard of it before or not.
Wait. So, when did this come out?
2013.
2013. So back in 2013, These people are calling themselves that with transgendered headmates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been a thing that's been ongoing, and people act like this is new, and I keep saying no. Where how the fuck have you guys been?
I mean, this was going on actually since the '60s. Let's be honest here. It just wasn't. There was just no internet back then to explain people. Like
Yeah, it's like I don't care if you are on. It's just.
I mean, they used to put this kind of shit in medical magazines, and then this, basically say this is dumbass bullshit or shit.
Pretty much.
And then they would, put 2 bullets in the back of its head and call it a day.
Yeah.
Now you have the internet, and people still put 2 bullets in the back.
Plural Tech Corner. Yeah, Plural Tech Corner.
Yeah, Plural Tech Corner, and it's not new. Yeah, I knew it wasn't new. I just didn't know when this video came out. So this
video came out on the 9/22/2013.
So this came out before Gamergate. Cool.
Yeah, and then the follow-up is 10/01, and then the last one would be 11/1/2013. So yeah, this all came out way before Gamergate.
Wow.
Yeah, the last basically we can cover all of these ones very quickly, because there's only like 4 Tumblrisms before we got into Gamergate.
Cool.
Yeah.
And McKenna goes, these people used to be lobotomy patients. And it's like, yeah, I think I've stated that multiple times.
A lot of them were either lobotomy or kind of wrapped up in a nice rubber room with, a lot of drugs.
And see, we got You're Ron and Jack going, I was having some trouble eating French toast, but I surrendered when I saw the butter.
I get it. Anywho, it's
wow.
I know, right? You want to continue, or do you want to try to kind of wrestle around?
All of us are people. Now, wait a minute. I don't want to offend anybody here, but didn't you just say 3 spaces above you that your identities could be anything in regards to gender, race, species, or something else entirely? So technically, not all of you are people.
Nope.
I don't know. I'm getting confused. Hopefully your amazing Tumblr will help me through this so I don't offend any of you. Now, just based on this, you might be thinking, this sounds completely fucking crazy. You would be right. But to really drive that point home, let's get to know the team. There's a team that runs this Tumblr, and I think we should meet them. A few of the individual, excuse me, I am being so insensitive. A few of the systems that run this this Tumblr. We've got Plurs, something like that. Plures. Throw it out there and figure it out yourself. We're a medium-sized natural origin system. Our most active frontrunners are Carrie, Hess, M, and Noel. We tend to discuss plurality with an emphasis on philosophical definition,
Dream team, yes,
and the complexities of plurality with materialistic, skeptical worldviews. We run a website about plurality, Ex Uno Plurs. We've been in the plural community for over 4 years, and we were formerly known as the Fen Group before changing our system name to Plurs in 2011. How about the House of Asgard? A rather large group containing fictives, non-humans, a subsystem, and even a factive member. We are naturally conceived with a history of trauma. We are not diagnosed with DID, however we have symptoms. We like to consider a lot of our identity to be in the gray area. Main fronter is Lucas, non-human canine, male pronouns. You can find a list of all of our members on our About Us page. All aboard the crazy train, the next stop, Batshit Central Station. Now, Living Plural isn't the only Tumblr you'll find this on. In fact, headmates are all over Tumblr. It's got its own little subculture, its own little community built up around it. People support it, and they put it forward as a great and unique lifestyle. And I mean, this is real, right? This is totally legitimate. These aren't people who are just creating something fantastical to try to make their lives a little more interesting because they're either socially isolated or bored or don't have a lot of friends. And so they seek to try to make themselves different or unique by creating something that's truly extraordinary and then acting as if it were real. No, that couldn't possibly be it. No, this is totally legitimate. Let's look at a few of the conversations you'll find around Tumblr regarding this. Here we go. We have one. Somebody asked, why don't you just write a novel instead of pretending there are people in your head? seems like a reasonable question. The response: wow, this is really rude. I'm not pretending anything, you ableist asshole. My headmates are very real, and for you to act like they're not is just as bad as me saying you're made up or whatever. I get maybe you've probably never been the victim of oppression or bullying.
Oh God, that
you
is
don't understand how
that's us.
difficult it is to be part of a multiple system.
Well, I mean, it's
You
most
have
likely
no
me.
idea the prejudice we experience on a day-to-day basis. Get a fucking clue, Sophia. Oh, my heart weeps, Sophia. To have this condition, to deal with a multiple system. My God.
Let's see, we got Delphi saying, "I miss when things were this simple. This was like barely a couple years from when the forum exploded." Aristocrat, yep.
Yeah. Oh, I still have my good old days for the Operation Kill Them with Kindness.
See, and a lot of people want to call me like, ableist and stuff like that on Twitter. It's like, I don't care. It's like, do whatever you want. Don't force it on me. As soon as you want to force it on me, I'm like, fuck off.
Sparky, when somebody decides to call you ableist, just send them cute kittens and puppies. Just keep, every time they say something, just respond with a cute kitten and a puppy, and they will not know how to respond back. There'll be a point in time where they'll just ask you, please stop, and just keep sending it.
Yeah.
You're being called out, Rogue.
I know, right? But that was us in the chins. This was us. This is what we did. We fucked over Tumblr because they tried to invade, and we said no and sent cuteness to them.
Okay, let's continue on.
The oppression you must face on a daily basis. How horrible. Let's see. What are some other postings related to headmates we might see? We've had the 11th Doctor and a Weeping Angel in our headspace for ages, and they've managed to stay away from each other. But now we've got Loki too, and he keeps trying to get control of the Angel, and the Angel keeps trying to take control of him. It's really wrecking up the space. What should we do? The answer posted is, well, you could try to somehow separate the Angel and Loki by force, locking them somewhere so they don't get near each other. Or you could try kicking one of them out, which isn't the best option, but if that's all you can do, it's a last resort. Followers, any advice? LC Angel. I didn't know these were physical things, tangible items that you could, interact with on a real basis. I mean, maybe they're dancing around the hypothalamus, who knows? Somewhere under the skull, hanging out by the ear canal, having a frappuccino, getting ready to type on Tumblr. Let's look at another one. Since we share a body, is it possible for my headmates to feel my phantom shifts? I'm a non-human as well as a multiple, and they've been telling me they've been feeling my shifts when they've been fronting. I don't know exactly what I'm asking, but I feel like it's something that's not supposed to happen. The answer? It's not uncommon. If I'm close enough to the front when someone else is fronts, they often feet my tail. Lucas, House of Asgard. How utterly unique and special, Lucas.
Tail,
here's
right.
a really good one. I have Jesus as one of my headmates. This is really hard to explain to my religious friends, you don't fucking say, who claim it could really be Jesus, and they know Jesus better than I do. Any advice? The answer they received. I don't know how religious you are, Anon, but here's my opinion. As both a Christian, I'm a Methodist, and a headmate, explain that this is God working in your life in the way that he thinks is best for you, that God speaks to you, and this is how he does it. He's God.
Okay.
He can speak to you how he chooses, and ask them how they could know Jesus better than you. Will Magneton. Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna paw my hooves.
Holy shit.
I can't possibly see that.
Yeah, I'm like,
I forgot how crazy
this is what happens when you let Pandora's box just spew all over the internet.
No. This is what happens when you refuse to put people into the insane asylums.
Yeah, basically.
Sparky, have you seen these?
Or to at least,
if I've seen these, we wouldn't be watching them.
Yeah, no, he hasn't really seen any of the major Metokur shit, so Tumblrism is a beautiful rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, I just want to spam these videos of people who fucking come at me relentlessly for those stupid, dumb fucking
Tumblr
takes
even
on
still
Twitter.
around? I haven't been.
It is still around, unfortunately for you there, Gem, and it's just as crazy as it used to be without the porn.
McKenna goes, bullied, Ollie and often.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's continue on.
That backfiring. Oh, you hear the voice of God? Totally legitimate. I say run with it.
Gotta go.
Whatever
We'll
he
talk
tells
to you
to
later
do,
there,
go and
Lulu.
do it.
Nice stopping
I
by,
can't
Lulu.
foresee anything bad happening from that advice. Great advice, Will. Now, I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't just show you what the reality of what these people are pretending at is really like. Oh, let's get down to brass tacks. Headmates and multiple systems and plurality is bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Now, schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder, those are legitimate. So when we have a community like this, it's really disgusting in two different ways. And the first, it's mocking a real thing. And it's doing it in a callous and apathetic way. These people are using it to get attention. They're taking something that's horrible and tragic and people suffer with on a daily basis, and they're treating it like it's a game. And that's just repulsive. There's really no other way to look at it. Can you think of something more disgusting than that? It's hard to fathom.
Trans activists wanting to cut children's ears off.
Well, time out. Well, besides from that, pretending to be fat, pretending to be an amputee. I see all this stuff being thrown out all the time. Pretending to have these veins and not, and oh my God, you're going against the victims. And it's like, yeah, well,
pretending to have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's like this happens all the time.
I don't know. I
no,
still kind of chalk up, pretending to be the opposite sex just so you can see other people. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I see a lot of things that are worse than this today, but this was back in 2013.
Yeah.
None of this shit existed or was well known of, at least.
Yes, correct.
So,
I'm a non-human. What?
I'm a non-human, non-amputee, and wood.
I mean that is a lot of that's a lot of ends. A lot of ends. I mean, it would have been much more funny if you had triple K. It would have been even funnier.
All right, let's continue on.
Fake charity for children with muscular dystrophy and just take the money and go spend it on hookers and coke. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing. Right? They're trying to change the conversation.
Is he calling Andy Worski out before he knew Andy Worski?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be funny if you called yourself a kind, caring kicker.
No, trip. Yeah, or you could have went nah. NA.
Create this fictionalized idea of what is really happening to certain people, and then they create an entirely new vocabulary and idea around it. So somebody who's really got schizophrenia or some other mental disorder and is fucking suffering is now looked at like, oh, it's not that big a deal. I know this guy on Tumblr who tells me it's a fucking blast. All those voices you hear in your head, that must be awesome. Are they fronting yet? How many headmates do you have? Could you imagine how fucking destructive that would be? If you had schizophrenia and some asshole on Tumblr who thinks they have headmates is having a conversation with you and tries to tell you it's a good thing, that it's not bad, that it's not horrible, that schizophrenia is yay awesome, and that you're just not coping with it right, maybe you should blog about it. Now that again, that's one reason it's fucking repulsive. The other reason, and this kind of ties back into that religious post, is there are really people who have horrible fucking conditions. And so when they somehow get onto fucking Tumblr and they're talking to these retards who believe in headmates, and they tell somebody who really has schizophrenia and is fucking having auditory hallucinations that they are legitimately hearing the voice of God and they should do what that voice tells them, can you fucking imagine the havoc that person is going to wreak? Oh, I don't need to take my meds today.
That's good.
That right there is the opposite of being ableist. That's being enableist.
Yeah, but no one really understands that's a criminal charge.
Yeah.
Told me it's totally Jesus. Yeah, your friends are telling you it's not Jesus because you're fucking crazy. Now, these people like to play pretend. What is it really like? I mean, what are these diseases that they like to play pretend about actually like? Well, take a look.
I know how to angle myself for the rest of the man, you see?
that's why I did that to Sue. That's why I did that to Aunt Ethel, you know. And I want Fritz and all of them to know, the praying mantis and the spider and the grasshopper, to know that I think it's very important that we act badly, but I think it's very important that we act in reality of what makes the world go round. You know, you're liable to go sliding off the curb into your death on a man that can't control himself. So really, the endless wins, whether it's no or yes. So I think bulk sometimes wins. In some of the cases, you know, the very agile cases, the bulk wins. But I think the most important thing the devil can do is to self-sacrifice and coordinate.
I think this is funny. That's Jim, and it's like,
that's me? Really?
I don't know, but hey, you never know. You never know.
That's me, really? Damn, I look a lot better than I thought.
Congratulations.
I know.
The Kmart walk, so pleasure can be evened out.
Now that gentleman's name is Bob. That was from an HBO documentary about schizophrenia. You can see how disjointed his conversation is. He has to live with his parents. His life is so fucked up over his condition, even with treatment, that he can't really function on a day-to-day life. This was an academic, somebody who was in debate, who had a high intellect, who was into, you know, different kinds of sports, and it was completely cut off at the knees for him. This isn't some great thing. This isn't some grandiose thing for him. He doesn't blog about how fucking fun it is. He doesn't talk about the voices he hears as headmates.
I guess so.
It has ruined his life.
Congratulations.
Let's take a look at another example.
I get to the point where I don't want to live anymore because the mental process of the mind takes over. When I think I'm doing good for a while, something mental takes over and it scares me.
When's the last time you felt good?
I don't remember. It's killing me. It's keeping me from having a boyfriend, keeping me from driving. It's killing me. I just believe if somebody's been suffering years ago, they should take an OD and die because psychologically they may not want to take the OD, but to get out of their misery, they might. They fight it every night. And every day he's always fighting with me. Michael's always fighting with me. Drop dead, geek, retarded bitch.
No, what she's saying is pretty accurate. A lot of people who have these conditions, the real conditions, kill themselves. It's not a fucking game. The suicide rate is anywhere from 30 to 50% from somebody with like something like full-blown schizophrenia, and they vary obviously country to country.
Reminds me of another population that has that same level.
I mean, she, is talking about suicidal ideation and about the voices she hears. Now, when these people talking about headmates are writing and blogging about how fantastic this is, and they're talking about, so-and-so is fronting and we're having conversations and they're fighting with each other, they make it sound like it's fun or like it's two people in a room having a conversation. The voices she hears aren't like that. All right. She's being called a bitch and a cunt and a geek and a retard. Can you just imagine that? Imagine somebody being in the same room as you and
42%
and calling you horrible names and they won't fucking stop. Are you going to go on Tumblr and blog about how fucking fun that is? So you can see how repulsive this is. It's just disgusting. These people are horrible people. To make something like this up, to become unique and special and to get attention, to take away what a real condition is and to try to twist it to your advantage, and to degrade the people who actually suffer from something that you're mocking and pretending to have? What kind of moral character do you have? How do you live your life? So if I had to choose what category Headmates falls into, I'm probably going to put it in 3. It seems like something that's developed by people who are especially lonely or socially isolated and are desperate to try to become something unique. Your typical special snowflake. Because after all, Tumblr is a blizzard.
Yep.
It is full of snowflakes, and you need to be a special one. And the only way to do that is to create the craziest shit you can, and to try to convince other people that it is totally legitimate.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your first episode. How did you enjoy it? What are the feelings that have been created because of it?
I want to say the same feelings that Go was talking about.
You want to call yourself retarded?
Just about ODing or ending it all. It's like, wow, we actually live in this reality
Yeah, we do. We've actually watched this reality blossom because of people from Tumblr escaping to what is the big corners of the world, politics and education. Entertainment is just accessible. So the politics and education pretty much creates the entertainment that we see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to number 2.
Yay, 2.
Here we go.
Yeah, no worries. You didn't miss much. I believe this is something to do with thin privilege.
Privilege? Oh, thin privilege, yep. So this guy talking about fat people.
Your privilege every single day and thinking about racism the way that our young black men in our community have to think about it, you're not doing it right.
Welcome, one and all, to this second episode of Tumblerisms. Today, we've got quite the treat for you. We're going to be taking a look at the phenomenon known as thin privilege on Tumblr.
Actually,
now you may have heard other.
Karl Marx would hate this.
Who would?
Karl Marx, the man who pretty much helped create communism, or at least Marxism in general. This wasn't his entire goal. Social Marxists pretty much butchered Marx's kind of beliefs to a point. Kind of weird.
My kind of privilege.
I know, right? Thin privilege. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, God.
Marx is the Jew, yeah.
Terms used in relation to this, maybe even interchangeably. Things like body positivity or fat acceptance. The thing to keep in mind, though, is we're specifically going to be looking at thin privilege. Now, there are vague definitions that separate all of these, and I wouldn't expect anybody to really know it. But what exactly are we looking at? What is thin privilege? Luckily for us, there's a very well-known Tumblr that deals with this. That's one of the main reasons why we're sticking to thin privilege. Chances are, if you've been on 4chan or Reddit or a host of other forums, you've seen different postings or screen caps or quotes from this specific Tumblr. It is the mecca when it comes to fat and crazy on Tumblr. Well, hell, it is the mecca.
We got a new post in chat. S-L2352. Tumblr. Live journal. Journal 2.0. See, Lena, Mina, and Very Unhinged.
Yes.
Yes, we are witnessing that. So
when it comes to obese insanity on the internet, period. However, before we get into that, before we jump headfirst into that, let's back up a little bit and kind of look at the people we're talking about, because we're going into a crazy world here of really, really overweight people who, for the most part, don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, that's what all those terms are: body positivity, fat acceptance, thin privilege. When you get down to brass tacks,
could you imagine having that much weight in an elevator? Think about it, Sparky. We all know how much an elevator can carry.
I have a couple Bundy quotes that come to mind.
Okay,
I have a couple Al Bundy quotes that does come to mind.
And at least 4 of those people register beyond the 300-pound mark. And so if you have an elevator that's only capable of carrying maybe 1,300 pounds, 4 of those motherfuckers get on, and then you are presented with this. You have a conundrum.
Well, so I'm all right. Time out. This looks like Chin Chon Roseanne.
Yeah, pretty much. Roseanne has lost weight.
This looks like Trans-Bust Armstrong.
I'm gonna be honest. All the women in front look like Rosie O'Donnell.
I mean, remember Chris Farley?
Chris Farley does look like Rosie O'Donnell.
All right. Well, let me finish. This looks like transified Stretch Armstrong inflated.
This is Chris Farley.
This one and this one looks like female tipster.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no. But again, those three up in front, and that one in the shades in the background with the red halter top, whatever it's supposed to be. Those four in an elevator.
Easily 300.
Only if it's coming from the top floor and they're going down. And
Here's the beautiful thing. Because the elevators have locking mechanisms, this is a great thing. They have a locking mechanism. So these motherfuckers get into the elevator. Who cares if it's the top floor or the bottom floor? It doesn't really matter. You're suspended underneath a parkade anyway, so there's always another floor. They get locked in just as the doors close and it's slowly lifting up, and they're stuck. They've got to get the fire department to open up these doors and that, and then try to figure out how to get the elevator low enough to at least try to get these motherfuckers out.
So McCann goes, the left one looks like Chunk from Goonies.
Chunk for the Goonies. Yes, it does. It does look like Chunk. Dude. So there we go.
I'm sitting looking at this. It's like fat freedom. Well, if you're fat, you really don't have freedom because you can't really get into tight places, so you don't have that much freedom. Civil rights, one size fits all. Hold
up. Fat is not a 4-letter word. No fucking shit.
Yeah. I don't even know. Whatever. But it was like civil rights, one size fits all. I think they're trying to go at, oh, well, you can't fit on an airplane because the seats are too small on a bus.
Yeah, but this was
well, all right. So you look at this. Get a mass grouping of people. How many of them in a mass grouping of people, not this kind of mass grouping, but a mass grouping of people just from all around the area, say they get on a plane or they get on a bus. How many of those people have the ability to actually fit on the seats? Pretty much all of them. If they can't fit on the seat, well, I'm sorry. Are you going to say that you're handicapped? Okay, well, if you're going to say you're handicapped, that means there's something wrong with you. So if there's something wrong with you, then you can't go, glorifying being fat. So your argument kind of falls apart. So, yeah. And I don't even know what fat is not a 4-letter word. I don't even want to attempt.
I think they try to refer to the word diet, but look, fat can be a 4-letter word if you use the PH form of it. So fuck the hell off.
Yeah, but none of them are pretty hot and tempting.
Oh fuck me. Continue. These are definitely a 7.5. These are definitely a 7.5.
That's Jim Max. That's Jim Max quickly. Missouri has a lot of she beasts that look like this.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of because Missouri has a lot of fat foods. I mean, have you seen some of the foods in Missouri?
But are you sure you're not talking about the cows in Missouri? Because I've seen a lot of cows in Missouri.
Yeah, I think they're all in this picture.
They all left the farms just to come here.
All right, let's go ahead and continue on.
What these people think, the idea that they have in their head, the philosophy they live their life by, is that morbidly obese people aren't.
Let's see. I live in Missouri. That where you live, stay away from me.
Some of these docs
sick or unhealthy. It doesn't affect your longevity, your health, your quality of life, your relationships, or ability to work or have fun or to really do anything. To them, the BMI, body mass index, is just voodoo that was dreamt up in the dungeons of some Nazi scientist with the whole point of oppressing fat people. And we're not really even talking about people who are rationalizing. All right, there's a distinction here. You may be overweight, you may be fat, hell, you could even be obese. And you may not really think it's that much of an issue.
Oh, God.
That's why you
specifically to you personally, you might not find it to be a big issue. However, to them, fatness in general is completely fine. You may look at yourself, you might be overweight, like I said, and you might think, well, shit, I'm a big guy, I'm a big girl, whatever. And what?
How is she able to stand?
Her waist is broader than her fucking shoulders.
The question is, where is her waist? Right now, she's holding on to her love handle. She's right now. She's now squishing a love handle.
TC, do you frequent?
Do your freaking parts and dates these hog? No, sorry. I've learned to stay away from the hogs.
Because sometimes the hogs go hollering.
Yeah, you just never know. Once they go raging, it's kind of hard to settle down that kind of amount of well, what's that amount of fat? Sorry, there's no way. Once that goes wild, you're fucked.
Well, I see this person. I see this person got a lip piercing. It should be a nose piercing to drag them away from the buffet.
Yeah, no. I have a tail on that one, but that is more or less an actual. It's an actual. So when I was doing there's like a near my neck of the woods. There's a park and lands kind of thing. It's like the PNE, the Pacific Natural Expedition, and we have an actual kind of barnyard that houses a lot of the show animals, and one of the actual show bulls got out. And so we had to, our supervisor for the security portion of it had to go wrangle down the bull. Now, she so happens to be my cousin, and she's a very big,
wow,
kind of well-built lesbian woman, and she had to figure out how to. Yeah, no. She had to man down an actual bull that actually way outweighed her.
Again, it goes, this one's as big as a moose. Well,
mooses get bigger.
All right, time out. You can actually go up and pet this one and be assured you're gonna run away from it.
Yeah, all you have to do is not feed this one in a carrot. Just give it a Twinkie or a ho-ho, and then you can pet it. Just present it with a boxing too.
But deep down in the pit of your stomach, as big as that fucking stomach might be, that you are a fat person, and that generally being a fat person has a lot of disadvantages. And there are reasons those disadvantages exist. You're wreaking havoc on your body to begin with. I mean, you don't need to be a fucking physically fit person or a doctor to understand that. I mean, at some base level, I think everybody pretty much has it in the back of their head that, probably not the best thing. This is the same with anything that's not done in moderation. Especially, we're talking about fat people and overeating and that kind of thing.
They're just about the same length of the fucking sign. Probably a bit longer. Jesus fucking Christ. I couldn't imagine them on any form of public transportation. Even the bus driver would probably question it. Kind of.
I like the fact that they can't stand up to be proud. They have to sit down.
Fat and proud, big and beautiful. There is a level. There is a level. I'm sorry, but that's a mama and a daughter.
Well, I kind of call a question if it's a mother and daughter because one has a double chin, the other one doesn't.
I look at it this way: you could tell by the aging of the facials.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, yes, it does. I mean, the double chin, that's definitely mama. You can tell by her hair and the wrinkles around the actual mouth. The single kind of would be bullfrog kind of look on the one that's far right. That's more or less the daughter.
Well, and here's the thing too. You can tell that these are not people productive in society because if they're productive in society, they'd be doing stuff besides, sitting on the fucking side protesting some stupid thing about being fat.
Those are the motorcycle fat twins? No, they can't be twins. They can't be twins. I can tell one is older than the other. Like, seriously older than the other. They can't be twins.
Okay, let's continue on.
But anything without moderation is bad. Alcohol, cigarettes, it doesn't really matter. There are always negative consequences to the action. And most informed, normal, rational people understand those consequences. I mean, it's been put out there so much that there's no way you can really miss them. But to these people, those consequences are bullshit. They don't acknowledge they exist. for the most part, they say, you know, when you ask them or when you talk to them about this, you can be huge. You can be 400, 500, 600 pounds
Holy crap,
and
I
be
forgot about him.
completely healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no disadvantage. Diabetes and heart disease, lung problems, circulation issues, not related at all to it, right? Their livers and
They had to
kidneys,
take
all
a-
the organs are functioning fine. The bone structure can handle that weight. You know, cardiovascular health is 100%.
You're the
There's
expert.
nothing wrong with being overweight. And that's, in their minds, nothing wrong at all. What they eat, the kinds of foods, you know, saturated fats, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This whole notion of being thin and being fit is some kind of perpetuated lie by media and by society.
He's not even
in an
being
effort
hauled by
to
the truck.
keep
He's
them
being
down.
hauled by a trailer.
And they see this as the
Yeah,
oppression
yeah,
that they
that's
live
right,
with on
yeah.
a daily basis. And that's the mentality these people have.
Well,
And
yeah,
now that you
with-
kind of
with-
understand that,
with
we
a
can,
rag
we
on
can
the
jump
stick.
head first. We can take a fucking swan dive right into the deep end of the crazy pool. And we're going to be doing that by looking at a Tumblr, like I said. This is thinprivilege.tumblr.com. And I'm sure, you know, a majority of you who are watching this
can you
video
give me a
have
pause
probably
for
heard
3
of this
seconds,
fucking Tumblr. It's
Sure.
pretty.
So the McGuire twins is the actual Guinness record for so it's Ben and Billy McCary that were known as the McGuire twins. That those are the ones that hold the Guinness Book of World Records. The two dudes. Now that big guy there that was on that trailer, he had to be removed from his house through they had to tear off a wing of his house in order to get him out, and he was lifted on a fucking crane. Go from the second floor down to the main floor. Yeah, he was on his way to get some form of surgery or something done to try to reduce his weight.
But
Didn't work
come
out.
on. Be proud of it.
I know, right? He was just proud that he was fucking outside.
It's like, what is this light?
I know, right? It's like I seen this through my window.
What is the smell? It's not putrid and wretched.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's fresh air.
Yeah, take him out of the walls. Yeah, literally had to take off the walls to remove him. Fuck me. I watched that on one. This was going back. I remember watching that. That's when A&E was doing the whole thing.
Let me guess. Did he die from a heart disorder?
Yeah, eventually. But he did lose a bit of weight, but not enough.
All right, let's continue on.
Infamous. Now, you could look at something like this and say, holy shit, this has to be somebody trolling. This cannot fucking be real. And you could be right. At some level, this might be the most elaborate troll, you know, that's ever been put out there. But the thing to keep in mind as we move forward, even if this specific Tumblr were completely fictitious, even if the people running it were just trolling out of their ass, there are a lot of people that believe it. That's the scary fucking thing. I mean, that's the scary fucking thing about Tumblr in general. And you'll see that as this series goes on. That there are going to be a couple future episodes where we're going to look specifically at Tumblrs that created bullshit issues that were made by trolls just fucking around.
Yep.
And they actually were taken seriously and it became something. That's how fucking
it's
nuts
happened
Tumblr
multiple.
is. So without further ado, right, now that we've got a basic idea of what we're getting into, let's take a look at thisisthinprivilege.tumblr.com. Well, we are off to a good start.
So it just makes me question: were those trolls Haberman and H-Bomber guy, Jim?
No, so a lot of those trolls came from 4chan and 8chan. Well, 4chan before 8chan became a thing because this predates Gamergate. This would all came from those chants, such as /poll and a few others. We had a lot of different weird campaigns to try to see if we can actually instigate the media to, you know, report our shit. And a lot of times,
like school shooter,
like the white power sign, you know, the showcasing the finger in the circle. That apparently, and drinking milk is also a clear indication of white supremacy.
McKenna goes, no, there the chance CC's right. Well, I'm just saying because I know H-Bomber guy and Haberman.
No, yeah, again,
like
those
that.
are the same people that came from the same kind of area. Keep in mind that the Chans is a bunch of anonymous people that are pretty much trolls for the most part, attention seekers, if you want to say. But most of the time, we want to see how far we can actually push the envelopes to entertain ourselves and everybody else. So unfortunately, the media at a certain point in time pretty much took the bait and were easy to just feed them some questionabilities, and people who started to amplify this, these were the ones that were coming out of the 93 circuit of Marxism, the earlier version of it, and saying, yeah, this is a thing. And so now these media who said, well, this doesn't feel right, now being told by people going, yeah, this is a thing, and being replaced by people who don't that kind of go, this is all trolls, we don't believe this shit. So yeah, it's just shit posting going further and further down the rabbit hole. So technically the shit posters are helping instigate these Marxist retards to become even further, well, inundated with stupidity.
So they can then turn around and laugh. I just don't think the shit posters at the time were thinking that it was gonna blow up like this.
Some of us believed it could, but there's also a point where these people will cease to be taken serious. It's just a matter of when. And to this day, the shit posters are still around. They're still pushing out a lot of the questionabilities. And yeah, eventually, like I said, that pendulum that was going to the left is now going to go to the right. And we're seeing it slowly turn and going to the right. So good thing for some who are kind of right-leaning. Problem is that everybody who was staunch right now is considered center left. It's going further away because, unfortunately, the extreme right is taken over to a point where insanity is in full control, especially for the United States.
Yeah, McKenna goes, it was experimental Sparky. Well, almost that probably was one of those experiments go, oops.
Yeah, and we've kind of learned from that and said, hey, since we can force it to go in one way, can we force it to go back the other way? Seems like we can.
Sweet.
So,
all right. Yeah. So continuing on.
Yes.
This is Thin Privilege has an FAQ section. As you know, I don't like to be uninformed, and an FAQ section is great. It helps me check that privilege to make sure I don't hurt any special snowflakes and make them melt. So let's pop in here and see what we have. Number 2 seems interesting. What is thin privilege? Now, this has a little errata. It's got a little warning up top. If you don't know what the social justice concept of privilege means more generally, then please read this first. Now, this links to a PDF document. It's a few pages long and generally explains what privilege is, at least how Tumblr uses it. The interesting thing is, I'm not familiar with this website, feminist.com. I'm curious what that could be about. Maybe it's a site about Legos, dedicated to building.
Gotcha.
I have no idea. I've never been there. Let's go take a look. Now, this has nothing to do with Legos. It looks more like it's feminism. I never saw that coming. I didn't foresee that. Not in a million years. I mean, why would this be related to feminism? I mean, you might say it's because the majority of the site authors, all of them perhaps, are female, obese females.
Yeah.
But not me. I didn't know that. So this is a shock to me. Anyway, back to what is thin privilege. Thin privilege systematically reduces each of us to our dress size, hip measurement, and waist size, then grants favors, opportunities, or simple lack of punishment when the numbers are low enough. Thin privilege exists no matter how it's won, no matter whether the thin person wants privilege or not, no matter how much a fat person wishes they had access to those privileges as a result of their own good behavior, character, or health. So to sum up, if you're thin, you have privilege. There's nothing you can do to get rid of it. You can never absolve yourself of it. You're born into it. It's sort of like the left's idea of original sin. Any form of privilege really falls into that definition. You'll never shake yourself free of it. And that's exactly how it's used on this Tumblr. Let's see if there's more information. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Oh, here's one. Where's the line between skinny and fat, or who has thin privilege? Thin privilege exists on a spectrum and can be experienced contextually. The spectrum part means that though Susie might be fat, she could have more thin privilege than fatter Georgia, and less thin privilege than thinner Maria. The contextual part means that within certain communities, people who would be considered thin in other communities might be subject to some kinds of fat
going, hello, fellow kids.
The way to think of it is is that
Ooh.
if you have access to something
What?
now that a fatter you
Oh.
wouldn't have access to, or if you're not subject to a form of discrimination a fatter you would be subject to, you probably have thin privilege. It's strange, but I'm left with a question. Now, based on how most social justice warriors and Tumblrettes use the idea of privilege, it's this innate thing that you're born with. You can't shake it loose. A straight man can't just become gay, and a white man can't just become black and get rid of
Correct.
that privilege they have.
But
this
they'll
this
try.
F-
But you can identify as being anything under the sun, and it's okay. Huh? Hello. Oh, I think Rogue kind of kicked himself out. McKenna goes, "Hello, sweetie squad." Yeah, I think Rogue kicked himself out. I am a core. Oppression Olympics. Pretty much. What the fuck happened? Rogue, where are you at? TC Rogue, check this privilege. I don't know what TC Rogue is. I know I didn't kick him. Rogue, where did you go? Yeah, yep. Ha ha ha. Ah!
Yeah, I crashed my system.
See, I was gonna say, did you check your privilege?
No. Apparently my computer was checking a privilege, but I was testing out something and it crashed everything, which is fine.
Well, I mean, I guess Sweetie Squad's right on your heels, but I don't know. I'm really high on shrooms.
Oh well, there you go. I love it. Just make sure they're the right shrooms and be far away from oranges. Be very far away from oranges.
But sitting there going is like, white people can't absorb their privileges. You can't do any of this. You can't do this. You always gotta have privileges. But it's like, but yeah, you can pick and choose who you are, what you are, what gender you are. If you identify as this, identify as that. But
here's the dealio. This was outdated the moment that 2014 showed up. And that became outdated the moment 2015 showed up, because they've been changing this, what is considered privilege and what is considered thin privilege as the decades and that have kind of also changed through the time. So yeah, now a man can become a woman. Can become.
But time. Go back and look at the Headmates one, the one that came out before this one.
Oh, I know, and that is still kind of the same kind of dealio. Even the Headmates one is kind of slightly changed. It's still
Jesus Christ, these people.
This is the reason of why people like myself fuck around with these people, because of the factor that they believe they're doing society a good, and unfortunately they're doing more harm than good, and all we're doing is amplifying their stupidity, and just tacking on other directions that they can go into. And a lot of the times they say, hey, that's a great idea, and so they jump onto it and then inspire other people to follow suit.
So they're just kisming all over the place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and we go.
I did not check my white privilege.
Yeah, McKenna goes, he didn't pay his highest fee, most likely black people.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, didn't check my white privilege. And by 2016, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, again, you can say it's because of Gamergate, but yeah, no, a whole new ball of wax happened. And it's because of a certain Trump. It's just because of a certain orange man bad.
Yeah, because of Trump.
Oh, it got worse because of Trump. And it's not going to get any better because of Trump. So,
yeah. Anyways.
FAQ, though, it seems to imply that a thin person can get rid of thin privilege by becoming fat. In this example, they're talking about Georgia and Maria and how they rate each other on this spectrum of fatness. So, couldn't you technically become morbidly obese and have the least amount of privilege? I mean, if you shoot for the stars, if you aim for the moon and you just eat nothing but moon pies and Twinkies and you gain 500, 700 pounds, who knows, and become fucking enormous, and then you tell somebody who, I don't know, runs this blog in particular, that they need to check that fucking thin privilege, would they have to listen? But
yes.
really, when you're looking at this, if you can get rid of it in the context of how these people use it, it's not really a privilege, is it? I don't know. That's probably the fat
I like
impression
that
of making.
baseball movie.
All that mass media is making me say crazy things. Let's move on. Let's look at a few more of these questions, get a better idea what we're dealing with here. Oh, here.
Hang on. We got an important question from Mechanic to Jim X, which I don't think he's back yet. He says, "When's Mech stream?" Whenever he gets back, I'll relay this to him.
Usually Max stream happens when we're not streaming, so it could be Thursday.
Okay. Sweet Gamergate.
He just said Gamergate.
Yeah, and I like that Spaceball movie.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. What about health? Let me make this completely clear from the outset that I do not believe health, however defined, is a reasonable measure to determine whether or not someone deserves respect, civil rights, and fair treatment. If you have a problem with how health markets appropriation your premiums or where your taxes go, then by all means rage against the system. But do not think
whatever
for a
you
minute your
fucking want.
assholeish behavior
I
towards
hear
people you
McDonald's is
imagine
pretty
use
good.
more than
They're
their
very
fair share
expensive,
is
depending which whereabouts you are.
Hell, if you showcase some of these bitches, they'll probably tell you everything, including the kitchen sink and the couch.
I mean, you just you probably go to like Carl Jr. or whatever has the best fries.
justified. In fact, I'll go further and state that in my opinion, the modern conception of health is bullshit. It's an ever-changing, largely arbitrary
The
definition
gym
that
diet.
seems to serve a
Red
single
Bull
purpose: to
cigarettes.
blame modern ills on so-called unhealthy people, then define so-called
Oh,
unhealthy
he also
people
eats,
as
fish.
unpopular social deviants, like fat people, poor people, and the disabled. The philosophy of vaunting the modern notion of health to some kind of societal or moral imperative is called healthism. Perhaps there are those of you who ask, what about when someone's so fat it's medically unhealthy? Shouldn't you tell them to lose weight out of friendly or familial concern? Hell no. Why would your friends be a better witness to
Healthism.
your experience than you are? If they are, then don't you have bigger presumptions?
I don't know. I think a lot of these people on this Tumblrism deal is health phobic.
Yeah,
Both
I
physical and mental.
kind of agree. But no, as you read through, or as he will read through, you'll see their entire mindset, and then we go back to it. It probably has changed a little bit.
Right.
Problems than your weight? Why would they know what?
Oh, and I'm just gonna note, well, Paulie, this is gonna be the last one.
Oh, no.
I do have a storm that's coming in, and there's a couple of things I need to do before the storm actually hits. So, we're gonna get through this one, and then we're gonna call it a day. And what we'll do is we'll just
okay. Well, we will
next week we'll continue on with this.
We have about like 8 episodes that we have to go through, if I remember correctly, on this one. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this will be part 1. Next week will be part 2.
Yeah.
It's healthy for you better than you do. Again, if they do, don't you have bigger presumed problems than your weight? How in the world could you possibly avoid hearing, in our current cultural climate, that fat people should lose weight for their health? Treat people with respect. Don't infantilize or condescend to them. This is adult interaction 101 here.
Yeah.
Further, it can't be said enough. The BMI, the general classification system for fat health oppression, is bullshit. Well, goddamn, I'm sensing a little hostility here. Oh, Miss Piggy appears angry. This seems like it was written by somebody who's a little angry, a little bit
Ad
mad.
friendly, yes.
But what really piques my interest
Not
is that
ad
third
friendly at all.
paragraph, specifically talking about familial concern or friendly concern about your health. How dare somebody tell you that they're concerned about that? How could they know better than you do your current situation? Now, for anybody who's ever been a part of an intervention or seen one on television like A&E's intervention series, this strikes me as junky logic.
Join us today, Dave.
I mean, let's rewrite it. Let's reword this. Let's pretend this wasn't on thististhinprivilege.com, but heroinjunkie.com. You know, imagine this was a Tumblr written by a drug user, and just reword it. Take out all those instances of fat and thin, and replace it with drug use and sober.
The sad thing is that's been done now.
No fucking shit. Oh, by the way, you're welcome.
My head.
This could have been written by somebody who's strung out on heroin.
I'm walking on sunshine. I wish I had a father.
Yeah, pretty much like that. Yeah, that to a T, actually. This seems insane, really, to be honest. This is something I would expect a junkie to say. I mean, it's that fucking stupid. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Again, that's probably that fat oppressor deep down inside of me screaming about fat people, because I'm just naturally programmed to hate everything. I'm a white male and I like women. So, God, I'm responsible for slavery and the Holocaust and think of anything, really. It's probably my fault.
Yeah.
Let's move on a little bit more. Let's look at a little bit more of this wonderful Tumblr. Oh, here's one. Speaking of attraction, but what if I'm not attracted to fat people? Why should I feel guilty about that? How is that thin privilege? Thin privilege exists on a societal level. When people, mainly women, are being seen in aggregate as less worthwhile dating and marriage material than thin people, being rejected for daring to be fat is fat discrimination, and hence being seen as better dating material by virtue of being thin is thin privilege. Dating while fat...
Wait. No. Then what do you call not wanting to date a white male?
Definitely not white privilege, that's for sure.
Dating a white person is white privilege? There you go.
I would assume so, but then it depends on how we it depends on how we're talking about this and what race we're talking about.
Listen to this whole deal about privilege reminds me of that fucking conversation I had with that dumb fuck on Twitter 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, these are the people who are allowed on the Twitter space, and people wonder why people like myself love these people.
Generally puts you at a disadvantage in a fat-phobic culture, as if the likelihood of being a good partner has something to do with the amount of adipose tissue on one's body. Of course it doesn't. Not to mention that dating sites usually have you state up front in your profile whether you're fat or not. And there's an option for people to select if being fat is a deal breaker and a potential partner. And there's a whole meme about how fat people, usually women, pretend to be thinner on their profiles in order to ensnare poor, fat-phobic, hot dudes. I'm glad this Tumblr is obviously not written by angry, obese white women who are very, very upset that they're not getting laid. I'm thrilled that this is written by not those people. Because it so obviously is not written by them, right?
I wash myself with the red on a stick.
This is crazy on a lot of levels, I'm going to be honest. Essentially what it's saying is, if you're not attracted to a fat person, you're terrible.
What do you mean are we not able to talk about the things we want? Oh. Why I hate ice cream.
Hey, I love ice cream, but then I don't have,
Well, hey, I mean, so does Andy Worski.
I like vanilla ice cream, butterscotch, but I hate chocolate ice cream.
I don't blame you. Chocolate, it does.
It doesn't taste like chocolate. It doesn't taste like
it does not.
I have never had a chocolate ice cream. I've never had a chocolate ice cream that tastes like chocolate.
Then I mean there are certain companies up here in Canada that actually strive to make sure it tastes like chocolate.
I've never seen one in America. Then I guess
because
I know.
And there's no reason you shouldn't be attracted to a fat person, other than you're some kind of horrible fat-phobic individual. As a side note, I don't get the whole phobic thing, the homophobic, fat-phobic. I don't understand that. You're not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of fat people. I just don't want to fuck them.
That's why.
How is that discrimination? And they talk about being upfront on a dating site. Why wouldn't you be upfront on a dating site? You're talking about starting an intimate relationship with somebody, right? I'm guessing that's why you're going to a dating site. How do you build a relationship? You build it on honesty. And if you're not honest up front, then the relationship is a fraud. So I'm not sure what exactly they're upset about. From their standpoint, they're saying they're angry that they have to admit to being fat, really. I mean, is what it comes down to, because they are not going to be selected by the people they want to select them. Well,
I mean, what happens if a guy...
What do you want? Do you want somebody who doesn't want you and rejects you later on because you lied to them? Do you want a
Canada? I mean, really
shallow?
Apparently, it does there.
I'm not understanding.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, it does count. You have to deal with that.
exactly where you're coming from with this. You know, I think I'm starting to
Where
notice
most of
a
you
bit
fucking
of a trend
go.
here. Let's see if that continues out. Now, we looked at the FAQ, but let's go look at the posts themselves. These are put up by different people, and then the mods and the admins presumably pick the ones they like and throw them up. Thin Privilege is going for an eye test and seeing a poster advising people that staying trim is a way to look after your eyes. Well, I don't get that. How is that Thin Privilege? That seems like basic medical advice to me.
Is going for
You know,
an eye
be
test
healthy,
and
stay healthy.
advising
So
to
I
stay
maybe
trim.
I need to get my eyes checked because I don't see your fucking point with this. Let's take a look at another one. Maybe that's a bad one. Here we go. Thin Privilege is not having to drastically
don't
change
argue,
your
Ed.
normally quiet, reserved personality in order to be taken seriously by friends, coworkers, employers, or anyone in general. Well, that's just plain wrong.
What?
Many people alter their behavior based on a social situation. I mean, that's...
We have an
What does
important
the-
question.
Okay, so
Hey, they haven't been around. So.
I know. So the TC stands for tribal cunt or the Canadian. Total creeper. Yes, I'll go with that one too.
Total creeper rogue.
Yes.
Titillating cunt.
Yeah, I know, right? It is the Canadian. It's basically, if you look at the way how it's all designed, TCR, it's actually the Trans Canadian Railway. I kind of I have a thing for trains, and TCR showed up. I'm like going, I can do something with this.
It's like, oh, wipe my fucking ass off. I'm a ret. It's like,
so I mean, you can make
doesn't.
TC all you want. It doesn't really matter. I know what it is, and it's just another version of me just showcasing why I like trains.
Choo choo, motherfucker. Choo choo.
That's completely
surprised he
mundane.
hasn't
That's
asked why
everybody
he's got
does
an
that.
axe.
All right, hey, Sweet Squad. Don't
Honestly,
worry, all
you
of us here are.
You can be as much of an idiot. Don't worry, you're in
You're in good
familiar,
company.
comforting
You're in
surroundings.
good-hearted company.
Yeah, so you haven't met Jem. He's an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sparky showed up to become part of the idiot squad.
He's the Native American idiot.
Yes. So we've got a barrage of different types of people out there. Hell, we've got a female idiot. So it's
We
all
got
good.
Jubin.
Cheers,
She's a
right.
Jubin idiot. She's a Jubin
All right.
idiot.
Yes.
Yeah, let's continue on this.
Yes.
You don't think people behave differently with their family and friends compared to their office place or church or synagogue or mosque, what have you? You don't think they act differently? Of course they do. That's not being thin. That's fucking being a person. Let's move on. I'm still not getting this. Let's take a look at another one here. This is Thin Privilege. Not having a small child point at you and say, "Look, mummy, look how fat that person is," and all the nearby people laughing as
My sheepdog came back to check on me.
Well, as long as you got it.
And
did I say that you were an idiot? I mean, you could be if you wanted to be.
No, she's an autist.
Oh, well, if she wants, that's just up there with the level of idiocy. So, congratulations, you're just above the actual.
Like, why not? It's like,
I like drawing. I like drawing. I'm an artist.
it's cute. Whilst you stand there, insulted and upset. Do you work at the circus?
Down with autism.
I don't. How is that happening? 4 times a day? Really? 4 times a day? People will just gather in a circle around you and start laughing and commenting about how fat you are? No, I don't fucking buy that. This is complete bullshit. Let's take a look at another one here. Thin Privilege is not being concern trolled by not only nurses but also your online friends when you have an unrelated condition. I play an online MMO video game in which I have a group of friends called a guild. My guild knows that I am well over 400 pounds in real. Okay, fuck this. I didn't know V had access to this fucking Tumblr. This is not real. These posts are just stupid. This is just this is beyond retarded. Just look at a few of these different headlines. This is just from the first 50 pages. There are 230 pages of these posts.
Yes.
Just take a look at this. Thin Privilege is having dogs play with you, apparently. Thin privilege is a choice in sexual preferences. Thin privilege is woodwind instruments. Thin privilege is not being physically assaulted by your babysitter.
Hold up. Stop. Wait. Thin privilege is woodwind instruments? I know some fat people that play the fucking flute. And not the actual flesh flute with the single, hole. We're talking about the metal one.
Hang on. But it's not a woodwind instrument.
Yes, it is. The flute belongs to the woodwind family.
If I remember. Oh, wait.
It's in the section. It is part of the section of woodwinds. Yes, I know because I play woodwinds.
Well, it's been a while since I've been banned.
You're a saxophone fucker. You should know this shit.
It's been a minute.
More than a fucking minute.
It is.
Duh, like the oboe. The clarinet.
No. All right, time out. All right. So I forgot. I knew this fucking from a long time ago. The reason why a flute is considered part of woodwind instruments is because flutes were originally made out of wood.
Right. That's why the fife is all about. It's all just because they moved into the metal part. Because if you look at the bassoon, the oboe, or even the clarinet, which was originally designed in wood, is no longer wood. It's a weird kind of format of plastic now.
Yeah. Well, they still use a wooden reed and stuff like that.
Correct.
But yeah, that's I completely forgot that.
Yes.
All right.
It's the whistle.
Hey, it's been like 2005.
Yeah, I gathered that. Okay, but still.
All right. So let's see. Sweatpants, law,
yes,
nudist,
flautist.
Saxophone is brass. Saxophone is still considered a woodwind instrument.
Yeah, because it's part of the reed family.
Yeah.
No shit, Daddy Sparky. Flautist. You can say flutist, but it's flautist.
Well, the privilege is woodwind instruments. I mean, are you?
Look again.
Are you sticking that woodwind instrument somewhere?
I don't know, but I have met some very obese individuals, some rotund individuals that are really good flautists. So I don't know.
Yes, clarinet would be too.
What?
And the funnier thing, a lot of them were women.
About?
So.
Oh yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Yes.
Apparently, thin children don't get molested or assaulted. That's part of their privilege.
Wait,
thin privilege is being able to laugh at jokes about bad people.
My brain just what? Thin children do not get molested whatsoever. I'm sorry, but for every type of pedo I've come across, or people who've abducted children, they weren't morbidly plump. That's for fucking sure. A lot of them were very fucking thin. Anywho. Continue.
That's called having a fucking sense of humor. These people are beyond delusional. They're just upset. A lot of these posts have to do with eating and feeling bad about it, or not being sexually attractive, or just being pissed off that they're overweight to begin with.
Hang on. What makes it real... Could you imagine one of those child people? The people that we were told to avoid, those child abductors and that. The guy with the creepy van that says candy on the van, or the kidnapping machine. Could you just imagine trying to wrangle up some really very large and in charge children into the back of that fucker?
No, I can't.
Try to lift that motherfucker. I mean, that's like a, what is it? What's a big ass dog? Not like a Great Dane or something. It's like take one of those fuckers and try to put him into the back of the van. That's impossible. That's why they go for the smaller ones.
Sweetie's card goes out. Dan Schneider.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go.
Really crazy. Like I said, it's not a rationalization. What makes it really crazy is they're happy to be fat. They think it's great that there are no negative side effects to it, that everybody who tells them that are assholes and trolls, that being fat will not make you sick or die young. What can you say to something like that? Well, I guess maybe I have one final thing to say. That picture I used in the beginning. Yeah, that one.
Gloop.
That particular
He was
picture
taking
happens
out
to come from
in
an
the
article
beginning.
back
He was
from
taking out very
2009
quick.
in The Guardian.
Yeah.
The whole article in itself was simply her talking about her concern for her brother's health and how he was overweight and the impact that would have on him. And she was scared she was going to lose him young in his life. It was, it's a touching article. The sad part is 2 hours after she posted it, he died of exactly the things that she was afraid of. Just some food for thought. And God knows you love your food.
Damn.
Yeah, no, but think about it. Augustus Gloop was the first one to be removed from fucking Candyland.
Yep.
He lost. He had he got sucked into a giant chocolate sucking tube. Wow.
And then the second one turned into a blueberry.
Yes, but he was the first. The fat kid was the first person to be removed.
Yep.
So I'm like, dear God, if Wonka didn't want the fat kid there, fuck, that was pretty much your means, service going forward. That your main clientele, fat children. Jesus fucking Christ. Golf ball size, yes. Jesus. But anywho.
Oh my fucking God.
But no, I mean, look, I have some family members who are pleasantly plump, very, very large and in charge, rotund. Some who started very thin to get that level of oh my God. And another one that went from one direction to the other direction. And I'm going, okay, but still, even they will say that there's a certain level of fatness that you cannot and should not achieve. And unfortunately, for most of you Americans, you love that for whatever reason. It's insane. It's insane to walk around sumo size. It's like, okay. I know. I mean, look, the sumos there at least fight for a prize and a reward at the end of it. And they eat healthier than most of your folks do. These fuckers are about the same size of a fucking, a Japanese sumo wrestler or bigger. And yet, I don't know, they do fuck all. See, this is what you need. You guys need to get together, agree that you should have one of those wrestling contests, like the sumo kind of thing, with the fat folk.
Pretty much. I want to put this out there. And because I came across something.
I know they can be. You gotta be extra careful with those shrooms. Like I said, try not to stay inside in a white room for too long and stay away from oranges.
Yep. So Kino Shit put this out. It's a screenshot of
wait. MC, you eat like a bird. So basically you eat whatever somebody throws at you.
Yeah, oh God.
Most of the time, you wish for the rain to happen, so the wigglers, the worms come out. So you eat worms and seeds.
Be like the pelican swallows the squirrel whole.
Yeah. Worms, seed, and some bugs.
Anyways,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Even Ralph put out Metokur literally taking handfuls of Xanax for his crippling anxiety problems. It gets no better. And Kino Shit goes, it's funny to think that the original pill bottle shake by Metokur on the Jabo stream was a bottle of Xanax.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Does he take, that shaking of the bottle, ill will, uncomfortable feeling? I mean, he doesn't flip out and trip on that one. No, the only one that does, who's still today, is Ralph. So I was like, yeah. Yes, whatever can be thrown. Okay, so if I throw a fish every now and then, you might be able to, chuck that bad boy down. Oof.
Oh, boy.
In one swallow.
Anyways, that does it for today. Like I said, I got some stuff I've got to get done before the storm comes in, before, everything just blows away. McKenna, I'll tell you this much, too, since since she said you're around Missouri area anyways, around 10 p.m. here where I'm at, we're expecting possibly some tornadoes. and it's gonna be trekking up through Missouri. So just keep an eye on your weather.
Xanax is great.
Just keep an eye on your weather.
Just remember, if you're gonna have a couple of snakes, wash them down with a couple of pebbles. Hey, look! If you don't swallow, that's a whole new issue.
Wow! Oh my God. Anyways, since this is gonna be a part 1, part 2 stream, because I want to continue going through these. These aren't.
It might be like part 3 because, like I said, there's 8 episodes. So we go like 2.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to pause the voting, pause the poll. So next week, expect part 2 of Tumblrisms, and if we can get through it, we can. If we don't, there'll be a part 3. Once we're done with it, then the poll will go back up, and then you guys can vote for the next one.
Yes.
I think everyone who's came here today, it's always fun. It's nice seeing new names in the chat. It's nice seeing people be interactive with us. Really good, really fun.
Hold on. What am I holding on to?
Hold on.
Pause the poll. Yeah. So basically, on since you're on the YouTube side of things, there's an actual community poll that happens so that you guys can actually pick on what we're supposed to be watching next.
Let me bring it up.
Yeah, you may want to kind of go through the whole process because Sparky is inundated on certain areas of Metokurism, but I wanted to kind of go back as far as I possibly could and kind of catch him up with some of the greater hits of Metokur, and he hated the whole Tumblr thing, and now here we are because of the poll.
Yeah. It's like so I'll put a poll up after every episode of this of what we're gonna do next. Like I said, this was last week's poll, and the poll stays up for the entire week until we start streaming, and whoever wins, and that's what we do for that day. So, of course, Tumblrism's won for today.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Tumblrism also kind of includes other kins. So we kind of touch 2 of them at the same time frame. So we get the precursor of other kings inside of Tumblrism. This is fun.
Yeah, but this whole thing has been very fun. It's like we're 5 episodes in. It took off a lot further when I thought this was gonna go. I'm liking it.
Grim Daddy Sparky, yes.
Yeah, I really do like it, especially because we get a lot of people in, new timers or old people, just old chatters coming back in, just wanting to chat.
The chatters, I love the chatters.
Yeah, I like them too. The small group, I like 7, 8 people just watching and just casually chatting. If it ever gets to the point where there's 30 or 40 people just constantly chatting, that's gonna have to be okay.
You're gonna have to promote.
I'm gonna have to start promoting super chats. You want a message thread, you gotta have to super chat because that's just too. It's enough for 5 or 6 people. I can keep up with,
or you would have to be very specific and that's going to be kind of a challenge because even the add functions don't always show up.
Yeah. Lightning here right now. So, yeah, it is. Like I said, the main brunt of the storm is going to be hitting us in about 2 hours. That will be then going off into Missouri, going northeasterly. So wherever you're at, it's just be aware that they're expecting tornadoes from this storm all the way up to St. Louis. So
I'm getting hit by a tornado tonight too, apparently. So enjoy.
The crippling diseases of weather. I love it.
Yeah. But anyways, there won't be a poll until we get done with Tumblrism. So if we get done next week, there'll be a poll. If we're not done, it'll be a part 3.
I feel like it's going to be a 3-parter.
Yeah. But no, with that, thank you, everyone. And McKenna brings up something too. There's a membership. The only thing you really get with that membership is the ability to use the
custom puddings and into stock us behind the scenes if you really wanted to. Yell at us.
Yeah.
Throw popcorn and shade.
I wish it could be free, but they don't allow you just to put.
I know, right? Also, if you want to listen to an AI version of Metokur screaming at the wind, there's also a link up there too.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But with that, thank you everyone, and we will see you again next week. Anyone here want to show anything else?
I already did the.
I showed my shit. I'm good.
Oh, well, now that you're back, McKenna did ask something.
She wanted to know what's the next Mech Warriors stream that you're going to be doing.
I wasn't planning on doing any more, but I guess I could do some more. But we'll see.
They demand a Mech Warrior from you.
I mean, unless you want to start doing Mech Warrior on Thursdays.
I mean, I could get the Mech Warrior thing figured out. You can have it streaming, and I can figure that out later. Shield the store. Jesus
more,
Christ.
They're more of a fucking grifter for us.
I know. Give me a moment. Not like I have this shit on speed dial.
But mostly we just stream games on
Why
Thursday.
no feet? Because we're not Pepper.
I mean, did you want to see Jem's feet? I mean, we can always pull that slide up again. I think we have it somewhere.
Oh, no.
It does exist.
It does exist. I did take pictures of my feet, place them on the internet. I could do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that we did for the shits and giggles copy. All right, so we do have a merch store. Basically, it's me controlling the merch store. There's something that you want to see, or you have anything that is like flippers or whatever, flip flops or mouse pads or whatever.
I can't ask. Pippa barely knows who the fuck I am.
I mean, tell her to come on. Come on. Jesus fucking Christ. But if you want to buy merch, there's merch. I don't always promote. I'm still adding to the merch store.
Well, adding AI MisterMetokur stuff, so and it's coming out good.
There's a lot of stuff. So I've been having fun with the updates. I do like the new Draconis mug. It's kind of looks cute.
It's like, come on.
Have you seen the new Dragon mug?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think it's cute?
I think it's good. It will sell for some people.
Yes. I have this. I haven't said. Yeah, no, I mean, if you want something else, there's ours. So he's a good Irish guy. Yeah, no, I plan on adding some Irish, takes on a few things eventually.
Yeah. So with that, everything being sold out, buy Kindle, buy a cremation kit from McKenna. Really good cremation kit. You'll never get another cremation kit in your life.
I know, right? If you want to, you can buy like one of those Tumblr kind of things that exist on our store that we have, and or whatever else that you guys want. Just let me know.
Yep.
I guess it's supposed to be the Sweetie Squad, not Daddy Jim's store, our store, LOL, and his potatoes. Jesus fucking Christ, yes. So
okay, with that, thank you everyone, and have a good night.
Gamer Caps.
Hello, everyone. You know who this is. Yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course.
Wow. Somebody gonna be famous. Real famous.
I sit here writing to you now with my exceptionally long penis buried deeply and warmly into my vagina butt.
Isn't that neat?
Charlie Hunter 77 has joined the game.
Call 911. This place needs to be swatted. It's obnoxious.
You have a bully cabal.
You don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, if he says any more bad words, I'm gonna hang up on him. He doesn't own Cube Farm, and he died less than me. A little kid named Moon owns Kiwi Farm.
How do they make this more and more epic every time? We want to defend ourselves.
I'm sorry, I'm a soy-filled bitch and like videos.
If we get Donald Trump just to tweet out, I mean, just a tweet that mentions the hashtag Gamergate, it doesn't even necessarily matter how we use it. Man, the blue check marks are going to shit their fucking pants.
It's 2019. I can't believe anybody believes I'm a spinning fucking ball of water.
True. I bet you when Jim finds out, he's gonna just give me so much shit.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ideally ugly and obese. I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl.
I said it's not even
You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
You gotta be kidding. It's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance.
Put that in your pipe.
I definitely cheated on Super Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stop doing this stuff.
He's like the blue seductress who takes me out into the night and does wonderful things to me.
Enough! Stop!
How can a Yorkshire Terrier live in the wild? It's in plain sight, but you just don't see it. You know what I mean?